of the best retention picks that we have ever had. I can safely say, because
Are we heading towards one of the best IPL mega auction in the IPL history?
I would consider him as a prime target of KKR. But
I think that's one of the best picks I have seen in one of the best teams. Very balanced. Talk us through the picks, starting
I
with
think KKR matters more than money for them. Their picks, especially the uncapped picks that we
how
made.
much does he deserve this? We have already covered the core of the Kolkata Knight Riders. Dive back your core or look for different faces. The Tata IPL 2025 retention picks have been made, and we have the 10 teams with their teams and their picks already decided and announced. Starting with, not surprising, but the defending champions, Kolkata Knight Riders. And you all know, when it comes to Kolkata Knight Riders, it has to be this man. Welcome to the show, Arko. It's the Kolkata Knight Riders. It's your picks you have made. Kolkata Knight Riders, Venki Mysore, and the management has made. I think that's one of the best picks I've seen in one of the best teams. Very balanced. Talk us through the picks, starting with Rinku Singh, Andre Russell, Sunil Narayan, Varun Chakravarti, Harshid Rana, Ramandeep Singh. We'll come to detailed one by one, but as an overall, what are your thoughts when it comes to these 6 players you have picked, betting there are many options you had on this list?
Well, we are very happy actually with the picks. I mean, not just me, but almost all the fans of KKR are very happy with the picks, and most of them are value picks, especially the uncapped picks that we made. To get a person like Ramandeep and Harshit, people who can bat and bowl at that young age and fitness, for just 8 crores is an absolute steal, because in the auction, both of them, or maybe at least one of them, would go for quite a fortune. So it's good that we could retain them. And of course, Varun was certainly a necessity, because we know that he's a good spinner, and we cannot imagine KKR beyond Russell and Narayan, as the CEO himself said that as long as they want to play, they'll always be backed by us. So it was a no-brainer. Of course, it's sad that we enter the auction without a captain, but I think we do have a bunch of options even in the auction as well. And I hope that we can make a sensible team henceforth.
Absolutely. But you said about there is the KKR has to have players like the two Caribbeans. What are your thoughts? There were rumors about KKR probably leaving Andre Russell, but did you have the trust over your CEO, Venki Mysore?
Well, I did have trust, because I do know that there have been similar rumors even in the past. So I did believe that Russell would continue to be retained. And of course, after the MVP season that Narayan gave us, you can't imagine KKR without him. So, and also if you look at the demand and supply gap, you can't think of too many players in the auction who could, take their place. So I think that as long as they're available, they were supposed to be backed, and that's what happened.
Okay, but now starting to go a little bit in depth about the players. Two uncapped, four capped, starting with Lord Rinku Singh is the first player I'm going to discuss about. From 55 lakhs till last season to 13 crore now. How much does he deserve this?
He certainly deserves this, because he has been someone who has been with KKR for almost 6 years. And apart from the loyalty, if you look at even the performances that he has brought in, it was a no-brainer that KKR would give him that amount of price. And even if he would have entered the auction, he would have been someone with a lot of demand. So they certainly wouldn't want to risk it. And especially with the new modified RTM rules, it becomes a greater risk to keep back players, because you know that the other teams would try to cash in because you want them badly as well. So I think they have done the right thing in retaining Rinku and also the remaining 5 players.
Okay, but you said about the loyalty. When it comes to loyalty, we have seen Sunrisers Hyderabad giving 23 crores to Henry Klassen, and there were 18 to 20 crores for different players and different franchisee. Talk us through the two Caribbeans, 12 crores each, nothing more, nothing less. Do you think that's a bargain, to be honest, when it comes to the skill sets they provide?
Absolutely. You can also call it a steal. But that being said, we know that at some point of time we have to look beyond them. But I think it's too early yet. I think they can easily serve us maybe another year or two, or perhaps the entire 3 years of the cycle. And in the meantime, in the interim, they can groom some other players from the auction who can, take their place as a successor. So it was good that they got retained, and also for the price that they did get retained. And they are at a stature in the game where I think KKR matters more than money for them. They have created enough legacy. They are the champions. If you talk about Narayan, he's a three-time champion. So I think that their love for KKR is so eternal that money was never in context.
Okay, then moving on to another capped player, same price, Varun Chakravarti, 12 crores. You said that the others can contribute with the bats, just like Harshit Rana, Ramandeep, but this man is a match winner with the ball itself. Did not have the best of the season the last couple of years for Kolkata Knight Riders, but he's a single-handed match winner. Got the Indian cap as well recently, played for India, was brilliant in that series versus Bangladesh, played before as well in the World Cup, but did not have one of the best World Cups. So what are your thoughts about Varun Chakravarti? Is he had to be one of the quality picks and always someone they have to pick in the retentions.
Absolutely. I think he has been retained even in the past. And if you, again, as I previously stated, look at the demand and supply, there are not a lot of Indian spinners available in the auction. I mean, if you look at the spinners, you would have to try someone who has not been tested that much. And you certainly can't rely on such kind of players. You need someone who has performed for you day in and day out. And I think Varun was an absolutely sensible pick because he has almost won us the purple cap, he won himself the purple cap this season. And of course, had a very integral role in winning the trophy as well, and thus it was a no-brainer to keep him back because if he would have entered the auction, I think he would have been much more
Mhm.
expensive because there are teams that need spinners. If you look at Mumbai Indians, they don't have a good spinner for like 3 4 years. They're forced to play up Piyush Chawla in his place. CSK struggling with a bunch of spinners, though they have Jadeja,
They
they really
CSK,
don't
I
get
think
time.
they have been dying to get Varun Chakravarti, I must say.
Absolutely. Again, a local boy. They are also trying to get Ashwin, I've heard. But again, we know that he's also pretty much past his prime, especially in this format. So they have tried Tikshana, they have tried Santner, but ultimately even they have a spinner problem. If you look at SRH after Rashid Khan, they really didn't get a good spinner. They tried with Vijay Kant, with Markande. So if you look at the auction dynamics in total, there are almost 3 to 4 teams that need a spinner. And of course, the threat of Punjab Kings coming in with that much of a purse. So I think it was very sensible to retain Varun, and I'm very happy that that has happened.
Absolutely. In every single show with whichever guest I do, I'm sure we'll have this line, beware of Punjab Kings with the purse they have going into the IPL auctions. But before we move on to the uncapped players, the two uncapped players you've spoken about for 4 crores each, what happened with the captain himself? Match winning captain, led the side so well, not in contract with the BCCI as well, and similarly probably demanded a bit more. We'll not come to that, but Shreyas Iyer, what's wrong with him when it comes to retention? He was number one priority, is what I heard from Venki Mysore.
Well, he was absolutely. He was a big priority, and KKR is known for backing players, especially when they don't do well. And I think Shreyas has done too well for us because, as a batter and also as a captain, he was someone who was supposed to be the face of the franchise. It's pretty surprising that we couldn't keep him, but then again, he has his own priorities and reasons, which I think should be respected. And we have even seen the CEO, replying in a very diplomatic way without, mocking him or calling him anything negative. So it's pretty nice that they parted ways in a very peaceful and cordial manner, but good luck to him. That's all we can say as of now.
Absolutely. Good luck to him. Absolutely respecting his personal decisions. Probably wants to play for a different franchise, maybe. But he was a sensational captain, we have to say. An IPL winning captain for the Kolkata Knight Riders. Similarly, moving on to the two uncapped players, Ramandeep Singh and Harshit Rana. You said it's a steal buying them for 4 crores each. What do they bring to the table in the next year?
First and foremost, they bring youth, and with that, they're also someone who has got enough experience in the IPL. Ramandeep, even in the past, has played for the Mumbai Indians. He's done reasonably well in the limited opportunities he got, even bowled at the death for them, striking a few blows with the bat at the lower order as well. And for KKR, he has been exactly the kind of player they badly needed because Russell is someone who had that over reliant thing in him because KKR did believe that he's the lone big hitter in the lower order. But with Rinku stepping up and Ramandeep stepping up, obviously the reliance on Russell has reduced a bit, and it's good signs for KKR that they could keep him back. And this kind of talent will only grow in stature.
Absolutely, they could be the face of the Kolkata Knight Riders in the upcoming years as well. But I want to tell you one thing, Orko. With the 6 players that have been picked out here, this good thing which the IPL auction, or rather the Kolkata Knight Riders has done, is that I can see near about 14 to 16 overs being bowled already from the 5 to 6 retention picks already. You have Varun Chakravarti, you have Sunil Narayan, you have Harshid Rana, you have Andrew Russell probably bowling a couple of overs. So they have already covered the core of the Kolkata Knight Riders, and that's one of the best things which I can see. What are your thoughts when it comes to it? Because it's a balanced side, a little bit of here and there is what you need to look into, but more or less the core is back and players are playing like they know their responsibilities, and more importantly, is that the bowlers are there to cover a few overs.
Certainly, I think this is obviously one of the best retention picks that we have ever had. I can safely say, because this is a set of players who can do multiple things at the same time. They can bat as well as bowl. Even Varun of late has started to bat a bit, so he's trying to turn into an all-rounder. To fit into that Gautam Gambhir setup in the national team as well. So I think there are six players who can bat as well as bowl reasonably well, and it's obviously an asset to have such kind of players in the side.
Okay, and will you miss your mentor?
Certainly, absolutely. Who wouldn't miss him? Because after the kind of season we've just had, he's someone who will be missed. I am still not sure how many people would be needed to take up his shoes. Of course, Bravo is a commendable choice. Maybe we need a fielding coach, maybe an assistant coach as well. Of course, such recruitments will be happening, as the CEO stated even today, that we are looking at someone to be a fielding coach, and certainly they know what's best for the franchise.
Absolutely. Now, you said that the retention picks have been one of the best for the Kolkata Knight Riders. Similarly, are we heading towards one of the best IPL mega auction in the IPL history? Because so many big names are there, Okro, I must say. But before that, the players you have left out, I'll come one by one to you and you can answer it very shortly. Phil Salt, did you miss out on him? Are you feeling a little bit sad that you missed out on somebody like a Phil Salt?
Well, certainly it is pretty sad that we missed out on him, and also for the loyalty that he has shown for the franchise. Because if you remember, even after missing out on playing the playoffs and the final, he was in constant touch with the bunch of players,
Absolutely.
cheering for them from another country. And it's pretty rare to see that kind of dedication and passion, especially from an overseas player, more so an English player who usually take this IPL in a very casual manner. So it's certainly a big miss. Apart from the skill sets that he provided, he won us a number of matches with the bat. Of course, that wonderful wicket keeping display
Yep.
that he did
Versus
against
RCB.
RCB. So he's someone who is very passionate, and I think KKR would look to buy him back, because he's someone who can once again fill those spots as an opener, as a keeper as well. Maybe a captain, we never know, because he has been doing captaincy of late.
Yep.
If KKR miss out on a lot of options, they may look at him as, that option C or option D kind of a person. So, of course, there are a lot of players who can take his place. There are Gurbaz, there's a Duckett, there's Josh Inglis, and countless number of keepers, even a
Josh
De
Butler
Kock or a
himself.
Bairstow. Yes, Josh Butler, of course, we'll come to him. Obviously, I would consider him as a prime target of KKR. But even if we don't go for them and we want to stick to Salt, it wouldn't be a bad idea either.
Okay, so you're saying Phil Salt can be an option you can buy back. Otherwise, you have a lot of options. Next player on the line, Nitish Rana, Venkatesh Iyer.
I think that Nitish Rana will be a very important addition for this side, because he has been with the franchise. He's someone who is, you very well know, knows the franchise in depth, and he has also led the side. He has that IPL experience, and
Yep.
he did pretty reasonably well as a captain, because I think that our squad was thin in 2023, but still we might have finished seventh, but we were at 12 points. If we had one or two results that went our way, I think we would have even made it to the playoffs. So if you build a strong team and appoint a captain, maybe not of a greater stature, but of course utility like Nitish Rana, who knows, it might be a very good punt as well. So I think he'll be a priority player. Even Venkatesh Iyer, for that matter, if they see
Yep.
some sort of a skipper in him, or Rinku Singh for that matter, we don't know. We have a bunch of options to explore, but we need to see whether we get them back from the auction.
Absolutely, bunch of experienced players you have already in the retention picks, and you have said a couple of names. You can buy them back as well. Would be the
Exactly.
target, but whatever your target is, might just get spoiled sport by Punjab Kings. But final player, the match winner who comes out all guns blazing when it comes to the knockout phases, Mitchell Stark was the costliest last time around. Not possible to be retained, but are you thinking of buying him back again? In case he gives his name in the auction list.
I think he will be someone they'll prioritize to buy back, because Mitchell Stark is Mitchell Stark, and again he's someone like Salt who has a lot of options you can look at even if you don't get him, because you have a Bolt, you have a Rabada, you have Hazelwood, you have Archer, you have someone like Faruqi, about whom I'm very excited. So I
Yep.
think that there are options we can look beyond, but I think KKR would try to get back Stark as an initial option in.
Okay, so you're saying that you want your core back just like you've always done the Kolkata Knight Riders. So you want some of the players back in the side, buy them back. Fair enough. But now, as you know, Orko, so many big names, so many uncapped players are expected to come into the IPL auction. Give me three names, according to you, you think should be the targets for the Kolkata Knight Riders in the upcoming auction.
Well, I think KKR does like to go after, mystery spinners or uncapped, unknown commodities. I've observed someone by the name Digvesh Rathi, from the Delhi Premier League, and he's been
Okay.
doing very well. Again, a player who has that Imran Tahir kind of run up, who comes in very swiftly, bowls a very
Okay.
quality leg spin, also got a very proper googly. I think he'll be someone KKR would be targeting because they do like to go after a certain uncapped players. And again, coming from Delhi, and I'm hearing that Vijay Dahiya may enter the KKR setup, so he'll be
Wow,
someone
that's a good pick.
who
Yeah.
may suggest. Absolutely, Vijay Dahiya would be a very value addition. He can take up a number of positions. He can be an assistant coach or even a fielding coach. He has done that in the past, and of course, he can help in spotting certain talents as well. So I think Digvesh Tati would be a wonderful addition. Apart from that, maybe someone like Priyansh Arya. He's again a Delhi Premier League product. He's
Yeah.
batted very well, a left-handed explosive batter, and he'll be someone KKR might look for, as a backup option looking forward into the future.
So you've made name two. Who is the third? Is it a big name international player you're looking for?
I don't think maybe they may look at someone like he's not exactly uncapped, but I think they may groom him to be the successor of Narain, and he was in the setup already as a replacement for Mujib, and he's Allah Mohammad Ghazanfar, and I think
Yeah.
that he's someone who bowls a very similar line as Varun Chakravarti. He's got that element of mystery in him. He can also bat off late. He's been doing very well, even in the recently concluded Emerging Players
Emerging
tournament.
Asia
He's
Cup.
some
Absolutely.
Yeah, he did pretty well, and I think that KKR might look for him once again.
So you've given you so three differential names. You've given two uncapped, one from Afghanistan as well. 51 crore is what Kolkata Knight Riders have at the moment. Minimum of 18 players is what we always hear. You need to pick. You've already picked six. You need to buy 12. 51 crores. What would be your strategies? Buy back your core or look for different faces?
Well, it also depends upon, at what order the players are coming. Because if you try to go with an approach and you don't change it, then you are entering into a mess. So I think KKR need to be ready with a plan B and C, which they seldom do. Even in the past, we have, had one dimensional
Yeah.
approach. And once we missed out, we really panic buy it and we didn't really get the kind of players we really wanted or needed. So I think that they need to go with a number of plans in mind, a situation where we get either him or not. Like if I put a small example for that matter, if we miss out on someone like a Salt, then they may look at someone like a Duckett or even a Dickok or a Besto. Of course, they may be pricey, but currently the hype says that Salt and Butler would be the most demand opening keeper batsman among overseas. So I think they need to make such smart thinking. And given the purse which we have, which is not very gigantic, but at the same time it can be negotiated with, they need to be very smart with their picks and look at the order in which the players come.
Okay, so you're expecting, looking at the orders, you're expecting plan A, plan B, plan C is what you're expecting at the auction table, which should be done by all the franchisees. Final question: rate this retention picks by the Kolkata Knight Riders of 2025 out of 10.
Well, certainly 9 out of 10. I think I would have given it a 10 if we could have kept back a captain or a captain like material. But that being said, we can't, remove any of these players because if they entered the auction, they would have certainly costed us more money than what we retained them for. So they have made some very sensible picks. And obviously, this is the core that we wanted to set on with. And if you look at it once again, it's a very bowling specific, bowling friendly core. So in the auction, KKR have a very, very easy approach to look at. Of course, they'll have difficulties because there'll be teams who will go after them, but they will go with the approach of trying to first get a captain, maybe get a wicketkeeper with him, or maybe a separate wicketkeeper altogether, and a bunch of batters, and the rest will be only about backups and maybe a spearhead fast bowler or two. So, with that approach, if they can negotiate with this 51 crores, they can still make a very good side.
Okay, so you're giving 9 out of 10 to the Kolkata Knight Riders, the defending champions of the IPL. Thank you so much, Arko. Thank you to all the viewers. He's explained it so well about what could be the possible strategies for the Kolkata Knight Riders. Similarly, described the 6 retention picks made by Kolkata. He's very happy. Similarly, all the KKR fans are happy. Thank you so much, Arko. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fifth Umpire. Press the bell icon as well. We'll come back with the other teams as well. Sit back and enjoy. Thank you so much, and bye bye.